Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unboxed. One of the things that I learned from working in several different environments, but primarily working as a pastor, is that a lot of time as leaders we have very unclear job descriptions with very unclear expectations, which can cause misunderstandings and confusion between boards, especially executive directors, between the board and the executive director. Sometimes there's vagueness, especially in pastoral leadership. And so today I want to talk about what does a leader do when they have a very vague job description or parts of their job description that's vague. Stick around. We're going to unbox the answer to that question. I'm Dr. Robert Davis, family life educator and relationship coach, and welcome to Unboxed, a frank and straightforward conversation about relationships. We're going to talk about family, church, workplace, and all other types of relationships. Join me for the next few moments as we unbox the power and potential of relationships and help you to live your best life. Okay, everyone, welcome back. Before we get started, could you please like, subscribe, and share? That's right, like, subscribe, and share. And go over and check out our website, find out about the great things that we're doing in the community, as well as find out about how you can partner with Unboxed to make Denver and your community a much better place. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We as I shared with you a moment ago, one of the frustrations and one of the things that contribute, it's not one of the primary contributors, but I guess kind of like one of the secondary contributors to burnout, is when you are working in an environment, especially as a leader, where others underneath you, you're responsible for others underneath you. The vagueness of certain parts of your job description. Now, especially like executive directors, it's very clear, fundraising to identify and to secure grants. Those things are pretty clear. But then there are parts of the job description, and again, as pastor, that comes up in your work, that is kind of like, what does this mean? What am I supposed to do here? And that can really be a challenge for leaders to kind of work through that and to figure out, what is it that I'm supposed to do when my job description is somewhat vague, is somewhat all over the place, so general. That's the word I was looking for. So general. And so I want to just share with you something that I've shared before, but I'm gonna throw another one in there, and that is to ask ourselves certain questions. So, when I have a job description that's vague, that's unclear, here are a couple of questions that I encourage you to do, because what you want to do is you want to become clear when you're dealing with something that is unclear, that someone else developed. When someone else has developed a job description for you and it's unclear, then you need to become clear about how you will function within that job description, or how you'll function within that environment. So got three questions that I think you need to ask yourself. And I'm not even gonna put these on the screen. I just really want you to digest them. First one is, who am I responsible to? Who am I responsible for? And what am I responsible for? Those are your three questions. Who am I responsible to? Who am I responsible for? What am I responsible for? And I, especially when you have something that says, training your team members. Sometimes that, what does that mean? How intense? Or providing coaching to your team members. What does that look like? And so one of the things that a leader does is, when they are in an environment where they have a vague job description, is they make it clear themselves. And they say, this is what I will do based on that vague job description. This is what I'm going to do. Since it wasn't, enumerated, we want you to do 1, 2, and 3 to fulfill this responsibility. Then let me define myself. Let me become clear for myself and to the people that I'm responsible to. So if that's your board, if that's other executives on your team, when the job description says this is what I am going to do. Too often, and I've talked about this, and I want to spend a little more time, not today, but another time, really getting into the nuts and bolts about how we, as leaders, especially progressive leaders, overfunction for our team. and we take on more responsibilities than we should, which ultimately leads to burnout. But one of the things is to say, okay, this is what you're going to get from me. Kind of look at it as the Walmart model. What do I mean by the Walmart model? You walk into Walmart, they say, here is a 14-ounce cereal box, and it costs $2.89. So for a fact you're getting 14 ounces of this particular cereal for $2.89. A lot of times as leaders, we do just the opposite. We have a price tag, but we're very vague about what you're going to receive. And then what we do is we do the most. We give way more than when we need to be giving, and we're bumping into other people's lanes and things. So become very clear. This is what I will provide by way of coaching. This is what I will provide by way of training. This is what I will provide by way of community engagement. This is what I will provide by way of, you see. So when I see this on my job description, this is what it means to me, and this is what I will provide. That clarity really helps in the relationship between the leader and the board, because and the leader and his other team members. And some people may be saying, as I close, if you do that, you may put yourself in jeopardy of losing your job, especially if your predecessor was someone who did more than they needed to do, or who did the most, for lack of a better term. You put yourself in jeopardy of perhaps losing your job. And this is what I want to share. You have to have a set of core values, and you have to be very clear, because no matter how much they pay you, if you burn out, stress out, get diabetes, high blood pressure, heart problems, and everything else, then all the money in the world is not going to mean a thing. So you really have to, again, become clear for your own sanity and for the sanity of your team that you're working with. And, I guess you say it's easy for me sitting here to say, it may not be a good fit, but we really do have to think about what is a good fit. Is this a good fit for me? Because this is what I'm willing to provide. And is this a good fit for me, rather than, getting anxious and nervous and over promising and overdoing to try to deliver and try to make, people happy. To say, hey, is this a good fit for me? Do I need to move in another direction? Because this is what I'm going to bring to the table. This is what you can expect out of me. This is my 14 ounces that cost $2.89. And that's what you're going to get. And I'm going to stick here because I'm doing this for my sanity, for the sanity of my family, my spouse, my children, whatever it may be, for the sanity of my team, so that we all know exactly what we can expect and what's going to be delivered. All right, listen, we're going to talk a little bit more about overfunctioning another time, but I wanted to put this out here. I got something exciting coming up. I went on a mountain climb with my son, and I can't wait to share with you the things that I learned about leadership from climbing 13,665 feet. I can't wait to come back one day and tell you about that. It won't be tomorrow, but I'll tell you another day. Until then, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And let's continue to unbox the power of leadership and to unbox the power and the potential of healthy relationships. Have a great day.
Seasoned with Grace, Unboxed also provides healthy relationship training and leadership development for businesses, churches, and community organizations. For a free consultation to discuss your team's needs, please contact us at our website at swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org.